Okay, this is going to be my attempt to make biscuits like Mama Joyce and Brenda Gant. But we will see how this turns out. Let me get my biscuit cutter. My favorite biscuit cutter is an olive can, and I've got it marked on here with 1 and 1.5 inches. I like it better than any of the biscuit cutters that have handles on them. I'm going to go ahead and flour my little board. I've got me a silicone mat here that I like to use these because then I can just pick it up and put it in the sink. I'm going to try to make my bird's nest, as one calls it. My mother always called it a well. And yeah, I think you pat it down till it's hard. I have sifted my flour. I'm not sure how this is going to go. This is how my mother-in-law made biscuits, and I was never able to learn how to make them like this. If I waste a bowl of flour, I just waste a bowl of flour. So it appears to me that they just put their hands in the Crisco can and get a handful of Crisco. Nobody ever measures anything. We'll see how this goes. That's maybe get a little bit more. I'm not sure how many of these will make. That's probably a 1/2 cup, maybe 1/3 of a cup to 1/2 cup. The way Mama Joyce does it is she puts her Crisco down in here and she kind of flours it a little bit before she kind of does it around like this, and then she starts mixing her Crisco in with her flour. So that's what we're going to do. And then I don't have a whole lot of buttermilk, so I'm going to start with what buttermilk I've got. They pour the buttermilk over into the well. I think Brenda starts with buttermilk, but I'm going to pour my buttermilk into this well here. I'm just going to pour all I've got. I may have to use some flour, but we'll see. I mean some regular milk, but we'll see. And they say you start going around like this. And picking it up from the bottom. That's what I always hear. Pick it up from the bottom. Roll it around. And it's working. I'm getting a dough here. Let me see if I can get this off my fingers. Incorporate it back in there, because what's on my fingers is pretty wet. One thing I did not do was I did not get flour on my hands, and I think they do that. Okay, now mine is starting to fall apart, so I don't know. I think this takes practice. Actually, it's starting to look pretty good. Alright, I'm going to pick this up, put it over here. I'm going to get these little pieces out of here. They don't have pieces in theirs, or not that I ever see, but I have a few pieces in mine right here. I guess I can sift this when I'm done and get them. Like I said, I think it takes practice. Let me go wash my hands. get some. There's some pieces I missed. I can feel these little pieces down in here. I guess practice makes perfect, huh? Alright, I'm gonna turn these over a few times because I think that's what makes them flaky. They're still kind of sticky. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I don't think you want to handle it too much. Now, Mama Joyce, she pinches hers off, but Miss Brenda, she cuts hers. And I'm not experienced with pinching, so I'm cutting. I've got my griddle ready over there. Now, Brenda twists hers. I've always heard that you don't twist when you cut, but hers always turn out good. I'm just going to take these pieces and put them back together and make a biscuit out of them. One ugly biscuit. That's what we always call the one in the middle, all the leftovers. So I've ended up getting 7 good sized biscuits and one that's smaller. I forgot what Mama Joyce gets. Now, Brenda Gann, she gets about 20 on hers, so I don't know what I did, what the difference is. Maybe you just use more milk, but here they are. They're about to go in. We'll see how these turn out. I'll come back to you when they're done. Okay, our biscuits are ready and coming out of the oven right now. So let me get those out. Bake these on 450, and here they are. We'll see how they taste. Okay, I'm going to try one of these with some butter and see how it is while they are hot. I'm going to get the rest of these off the griddle. They look good. I'm not sure how they taste, but they look good. Okay, let's use this to... They didn't fall apart, which is good. Sometimes that happens to me. They say if you use too much Crisco, they're going to be crumbly. And if you don't use enough Crisco, they're going to be dry. So I must have had the right amount of Crisco. So we'll going to let that melt a minute, and then we're going to see how it tastes. I've got some jelly in there, but I don't want to put jelly on it till I taste it. Pretty good. I would probably add some salt, but that'd be hard to do if you're doing it in a bowl. Pretty good though.